Los Angeles Times reporter James Queally was briefly detained by the Los Angeles Police Department as he was covering a protest in Echo Park on Thursday evening. Queally was reporting on the protest for the Times when he was detained. Protesters were also detained by police, who had issued a dispersal order for the area. After inquiries by Times editors and its attorney, Queally was released. It was not immediately clear why he was detained, but police had issued a statement a short time earlier saying reporters were subject to dispersal orders in the area. Times managing editor Kimi Yoshino said the paper was outraged that Queally was detained simply for doing his job. The Times immediately protested to authorities and he was released without charges. In an interview shortly after his release, which occurred around 9:15 p.m., Queally said he was wearing an LAPD-issued press badge on a lanyard around his neck when he was grabbed by two officers and placed in zip ties despite immediately and repeatedly telling them that he was a working Times reporter. "I was pretty calm, and they weren't violent or anything, but I was like, check the credentials, LA Times. No answer. Check the credentials, L." Eventually the two officers detaining him called over a sergeant, and Queally again said that he was a working reporter. The sergeant told him that it didn't matter, Queally said. "He was less than interested with the fact that I was press," Queally said. "I said, are you sure you want to do this? We really doing this?" And he said, "Yes, this is the policy tonight." Queally had been covering demonstrations in the area, where authorities were clearing a homeless encampment, since about 5 p.m., he said. Hours later, after demonstrators were flashing lights in officers' faces, the LAPD declared the gathering unlawful. Queally said he at one point heard an officer on a speakerphone say something about a media area, but he could not make out the details. "I didn't know what they were directing people to do, so I kind of stayed in the crowd," Queally said. He said he moved farther off to the side, away from the skirmish line, to make his status as an observer clearer, but that did not appear to work, obviously. After an officer announced that those in the crowd were no longer free to leave, about 20 cops came out of an alleyway and helped surround the crowd from all angles, kettling them, Queally said. Queally said he was standing with Lexis Olivier Ray, a reporter with El Taco whom Queally had written a story about earlier this month. The story covered how Ray had been charged with failing to disperse during a gathering he was covering after the Dodgers World Series victory. Ray was the only person among hundreds in the streets that night to face such a charge. Now, Queally realized, he was facing a similar fate.